You know, 2 years ago when House Bill 3063 came along, which was the second attempt to take away our right to make a decision for our children, it attracted several groups that hadn't participated in politics before. The Slavic community and the old Russian believer community. Now, the old Russian believer community ended up in the Willamette Valley from a number of different ways over the years, but primarily they were fleeing religious persecution. And a group that was traveling from Siberia to Argentina stopped in LA, met a group of people there, some Russian immigrants who had been here earlier, who told them, go north to the Willamette Valley. It's agrarian, your lifestyle, you fit in well there. So they came here and started settling in the Willamette Valley. Back in the 60s, there was a group that was living in Turkey that had been subject of persecution, and they looked for another place to live. They came to America, and when they arrived, they went through New Jersey, and they happened to meet Robert Kennedy Sr. Robert Kennedy Sr. told them when they arrived that you're in America now, you no longer will have to fight for your freedoms and for your religious faith and your religious freedom. Unfortunately, that statement doesn't hold true. And 2 years ago, they realized that they needed to come forward and begin participating in the process and fight to preserve their right to worship the way they want to and to not vaccinate their children if they didn't want to. Let me introduce to you a speaker from the Russian Old Believer community, Larry Samakov.
Hey everybody, good afternoon. Larry Samarikov. I'm actually the president of the Russian Old Believer community, and we are actually a nonprofit. We just formed about 1.5 years ago, and through the miracles of God, we were able to open up a private Christian school this October. We have 60 students learning the Word of God, learning just how it is to be a Christian, to live the life. We've been blessed to have that opportunity to open up the school. When I walk through that school, I'm drained. I'm the president of we are an organization, and I've helped with the fundraising, remodeling of the school, and I helped see it all the way through. And drained is not the word. I have zero energy, but the only thing that keeps me going is every time I walk through that school, I see the kids in school. I see their smiles, and they sing me old Russian songs. We're talking 6, 7, 8-year-old kids that all they've known their whole life is English and what they're taught on TV. But now, we just had a big event at our school where they sang Easter songs to the community. Tears were shed, and it's just been a great thing. One thing about this whole movement with the masks and everything, muzzling up the kids, muzzling up the adults, like, you know, they talk about us like not caring about someone when we don't want to wear a mask. Like, you don't care about your grandpa or grandma. You don't care about your uncle. And I always say, well, what about the kids? Does anybody care about the kids? The kids are going through just absolute crazy emotions because, you know, luckily for me, I come from a strong family. I have 5 kids of my own. I have a 4-year-old up to a 22-year-old. And so I see it all the way through that whole thing. And it's just, to me, I would rather have my kids have the freedom to not wear a mask when they go to school. Because we had athletes come up here, and I'm standing there on the side. I wasn't going to speak today, but when I heard that athlete story about passing out, I've got 2 kids that play really competitive sports. And where do I have to take them so they can play mask-free? I gotta go drive them to Idaho. I've been to Idaho 7 times because we have these beautiful gyms that your taxpayers, your tax money has built, and we can't even use them. So, the Russian Old Believer community, we're trying to get together. We are very anti-vax, I don't know, and we have been like that all our lives since we moved here. We love America. We love America. America has the freedoms like nobody's ever seen before. But we all can see it. It's all going away. It's all going away, so we all have to stand up and fight. And again, I was not gonna stand up, and I didn't prepare a speech, as you guys can see, so I'm just winging it. But I love seeing this community here. It renews my energy to keep the fight going. So everybody, hopefully you guys can come back to your community, to your friends, to your family, and say, hey, let's all step up. Let's all do something. Not just 1 or 2 of you, because we all have a big sphere of influence that we all are around. So let's all step up. Let's all start recruiting people. Start telling them the facts. Not the facts, they're over there. They have a bunch of lists of why vaccines are bad for you, why masks are bad for you, and then these personal testimonies. You know, I've shed a few tears just listening to the stories. So, in closing, everybody, thanks for showing up, and let's keep the fight going.